Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this Monday morning with Business Coach Moloy. This Facebook Live has attracted a lot of attention, and thankfully, we have got a certain bit of recognition and respect because of this Facebook Live that we are doing for the past now 70 odd weeks. I was in Calcutta last week and happened to meet a lot of young entrepreneurs, second generation entrepreneurs, for whom this has been kind of a Monday morning routine over the past many weeks. So, sincere gratitude from Beyond Red Ocean Consulting to all of you. Last month, we started this new series on business snippets. We've been doing about what 6 episodes on various business parameters. Last week, we digressed slightly and spoke about the personal branding of an entrepreneur. Today, we go back to our original theme of business snippets and bringing in highlights about how various sectors have been operating and what can you, if you're from that sector, do to ensure that you become a commercial, sustainable, successful, profitable business that can at some point in time run without you. So, without much ado, day 8, episode 8, focusing on something that is often not spoken about when we talk about entrepreneurship. But today we're going to talk about how doctors can become successful doctorpreneurs. We have had so many such examples of the Apollo of Dr. Pratap Reddy coming in, a successful, renowned surgeon based out of the US coming in and then giving up his successful practice and moving into an entrepreneurship mode of creating this hospitals chain. Which we all know by Apollo Hospitals, moved into obviously the IPO and a listed entity. We know of not too many people know about the story of Dr. Ajay Kumar, a renowned cancer oncologist who again comes in from US into his hometown Bangalore and converts and sees the pain of and the challenges that cancer patients were going through in India and converts that pain into a vision of his through healthcare global. We know of Metropolis. We know of Dr. Lal's Path Lab. Again, if you look at Dr. Lal's Path Lab as an example, uh, Brigadier Lal had a good center but unable to scale up. So gets in Om Manchanda, who comes in from the distribution space of Unilever. Same with Metropolis, where the daughter Amira comes in and drives that business. So Jung once mentioned that medicines cure diseases, but doctors cure patients. And doctors have been revered for centuries. And with COVID-19 spotlighting them as superheroes, they've served the patient fraternity. They've risked their own lives. And the pandemic also reinforced the importance of the doctors, nurses, medical forces in our country. And and it bridged and it brought into the limelight the necessity of bridging the healthcare gap and innovate continuously. There have been many instances like the examples that we have spoken about, which are more in the public domain of medical experts who've chosen to move off the beaten path. Today, I'm going to talk about a few more of them, not so spoken about in the public domain, but people who are practicing medicine but decided to turn entrepreneurs. So that's the story of Dhathri Ayurveda. Dr. Sajikumar spent his childhood watching his grandfather create Ayurvedic formulations and medicines in Kerala. So this boy falls in love with Ayurveda at an early age and decided to become an Ayurvedic doctor. In about in early 2000, he converted that Ayurveda medical practice into an entrepreneurship and he launched Dhathri Ayurveda as a consumer product. Today, it is one of those most popular brands and natural products in South India and offers more than 100 products. And despite all the slowdown of COVID, Dhathri has grown 40% year on year and is looking to cross a 200 crore turnover in the next 2 years from now on. Similar stories of National Eye Clinic, where Dr. Bansal, Arika Bansal, and Dr. Pradeep Kumar completed their post graduation, unable to get jobs in Delhi, where they did the post graduation from AIMS. They moved into Rishikesh, which was faced with an acute shortage of skincare clinics. And this in early 2000 again, this couple started a national skin clinic in Rishikesh and Dehradun. And they started seeing a huge trend, a rising trend globally of the hair transplant treatment. And this growing concern over baldness and hair fall boosted the duo to research on the technology further, and they started consulting on transplant in the mid of last decade. They moved their base to Gurugram or Gurgaon as it was called at that point in time, and launched eugenics hair sciences. Today, in the last 10 years, 9 years, they have clocked in a revenue of 12 crore annually. Indira IVF, a lot of people would have heard about Indira IVF. Uh, Fertility specialist Dr. Ajay Murdia started a fertility clinic with 5,000 rupees. His goal, his passion was to make people understand, including men, that they are too responsible for infertility and should get tested. Around the same time, you opened the India's first sperm banks in Udaipur. As medical sciences advanced and newer technologies came in, Dr. Ajay's two sons, Kshitij and Nitish, brought the services under a banner called as Indra IVF. Today, Indra IVF is amongst leading IVF chains, clocking about 850 crore annually. And this list can go on and on, like people like Vandran Luthra of VLCC, who is now present in 150 to about 150 odd cities, 300 odd locations, employing 4,000 odd people. Now, what has, but if you, my viewers, would just think it over, just close your eyes and think it over, and take a visual tour of the place that you live in, the city, the town that you live in, you would see so many such small clinics, good doctors who have been like that for the past many years. So, what is the difference between them and the person who has been able to scale up his business, scale up his medical practice into an entrepreneurship? I've coached people in the eye hospital space. Today, we're coaching people in the dental space. All of them had a passion of scaling up. All of them have a passion of of establishing systems and processes and replicating it across the country or even across the city for that matter. So what is it that differentiates them? On the other hand, I had conversations with a diagnostic clinic in Mumbai who have been struggling for growth, who have been stagnating, and as you know that stagnation is not a great place to be in, because a line either goes up or goes down, it cannot remain straight. So this group, unfortunately, is started to showing a dip. And especially in the diagnostic space, when there are so many new players coming in, new technology coming, economies of scale at work, what is it that makes a strong and a successful doctorpreneur? This journey of practicing medicine to venturing into the world of business is a significant shift. Today, let's explore some of the hurdles that doctors face and how they can, when they decide to build a business, and how they can uh, overcome those. Some insights will be shared with you because we want most doctors to become doctorpreneurs. This country and this world, especially the developing world and the underdeveloped world, is facing a dearth of medical professionals. You cannot be in all places at all points in time, but can you have a system that follows you across multiple geographies? If a Reliance could do it, why can't a doctor like you do it? So, what are those challenges that come up? The first is time management, and doctors have demanding schedules. Good doctors have long hours, and when they're embarking on an entrepreneurial endeavor, finding the time to manage a business alongside clinical responsibilities can be a big challenge. Balancing patient care with business development, networking, administrative skills requires a careful approach to time management. And like I have been saying in the past, there's nothing called as time management. There is only self management. So, as a doctor, when you start having a vision of becoming a doctorpreneur, you need to move away from being a technician, that is the person who's doing everything, to getting people to doing those mundane tasks of delegating, clear, setting clear goals, and utilizing technology, which can optimize your schedules and free away a certain amount of your time, which you can make more use of. The second obvious reason why doctors don't want to venture out into a doctorpreneur is the lack of business expertise. Now, when you're going through your MBBS or your MD or your MS, you have had multiple fantastic teacher professors who have taught medicine to you, but none of them have taught you on how to run a business. Because many of them, or nearly all of them, who have been teaching you medicine have never run a business themselves. So while you doctors excel in medical knowledge and patient care, you lack the necessary business acumen to successfully launch or manage a business. And that's where you need to get in professionals. You need to get in professional managers, because concepts like marketing, finance, market intelligence, market analysis, business strategy is totally unfamiliar for you. So now you have to think about all those gaps that you have in the non-medical space and ask yourself, how do you fill it up? Obviously, you need to upskill yourself in terms of building, attending workshops, online courses, etc., etc. But you also need to figure out that you can't do it all alone. The third is risk aversion. The medical field is built on minimizing risks and ensuring patient safety. Transition to the entrepreneurship requires a shift in mindset, as business inherently involves taking calculated risks. Doctors might struggle to get out of their comfort zone and embrace the uncertainties that are associated with a business venture. So start small, take baby steps, engage with people who have converted successfully themselves into a doctorpreneur, and start getting comfortable with risk taking. Too bigger risk at too early a stage can only see you nosediving into doom. So look at all of that. Financial considerations, obviously, you have spent a lot of money in medical education. Now your business needs cash. So you require financial investments, and doctors always face the challenge of securing funding. Personal savings may not suffice, and you need to get into a mindset of going and raising funds either through investors or taking loans that can be both complex and competitive. But to do that, your mind should be clear in developing a solid business plan that outlines the venture's future ROI that can attract investors. Today, there's also crowdfunding. There are grants. They're collaborating with healthcare accelerators that can provide alternate funding avenues. Most importantly, the transitioning of identity. For doctors, their identity is often closely tied to their medical profession. Shifting from a clinical role to an entrepreneurial role can create a sense of identity crisis. Adjusting to being seen as a business person rather than solely a healthcare provider can be challenging. And you will face challenges from society. You will face challenges from your patients, because people have been seeing you as a beacon of hope, helping them come out of their of their healthcare turmoils. But the moment you step into an entrepreneurship role, the mindset of your peers or mindset of your other people around you changes from you being a good soul to you now who wants to become a businessman, wants to make money. You have to accept that this change in people will come in, and you will have to be very, very clear that this change will have to be adopted by you. There are also regulatory complexities that you need to overcome. You need to have your the ethics, the legal counsels in place, the consulting experts in place in healthcare regulations. But most importantly, is the mindset shift. The challenges that doctors face when transitioning from a clinical practice to building a business are formidable. But by recognizing these hurdles and proactively addressing them, doctors can become doctorpreneurs, paving the way for successful ventures that combine their medical expertise with innovative business solutions. Overcoming these challenges requires a combination of determination, education, strategic planning, and willingness to adapt. The world of medicine and business may seem as distant realms, but an increasing number of doctors are finding ways to bridge the gap between the two. Combining their medical expertise with an entrepreneurial mindset, these doctors not only transform the healthcare landscape, but are also carving out newer opportunities for themselves. And because I personally come in from the healthcare background, and not too many of you may know that I am a microbiologist and a biochemist by education, and I've built hospitals around the not only in India but around also in West Africa. We are starting off very soon a practice of doctorpreneurship. So if you are out there, or if you're watching and you know of a doctor who wants to become a doctorpreneur, or is struggling or has moved into a doctorpreneur and is struggling to become a successful doctorpreneur, let's speak. Let's meet over coffee and let's discuss how Beyond Red Ocean Consulting, which already has an experience of not only my personal experience, but also with our clients of eye care and dental care, into building a successful doctorpreneurship model for you. We are there to help you. Reach out to us or connect us to somebody who you believe needs help in doctorpreneurship. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for staying connected. Write to us, and we are also going to start a series from next month, or sorry, from the month of October, where we will on one day a month we will address all your questions online. So, but this series will continue. Our business snippets will continue. So, till next Monday, same place, same time, with a new episode of Business Snippets. Have a fantastic day, week, and end of the month. See you next month.